Well, I'm an encourager, and I love to study God's Word. I love to teach God's Word. I love to share what God's doing in my life. I am completely, madly in love with Jesus, and I just want other people to know about Him. So that is my thing, is to be an encourager. And while I'm learning things, I like to share them. And one of the things that I have learned on my journey is how to have extreme joy in difficult circumstances. Now, some of you here, I knew I might start crying sometimes, but that's okay. Some of you here have been around a long time with me, so you kind of had an idea of some things I've gone through. But I have found out that I could still have extreme joy no matter what the circumstances. And that's part of why we started this ministry. Now, when I was a junior in high school. I was in history class. It's kind of funny the things you can remember about high school, and there's some things you can't. And there was a knock on the door, and I kind of saw the shadow of my volleyball coach. Remember Miss Clayton? my high school friends in here. Okay, Miss Clayton. And she said she wanted to see me. So I go to the door, and she said, "Beth, if I can get you out of your class and get you out of some tests," I thought, "You have me now. I don't care what you ask me to do if you can get me out of class and out of tests." She says, "I need for you to go to Columbia, South Carolina with the tennis team, and I need you to help a partner out who her person is sick, and I just hate that she can't go play her doubles match. So would you go?" Well, I kind of looked at her and I said, "There's a problem here." And she says, "What's that?" I said, "I'm not on the tennis team." And so she goes, "Well, I took care of that. Back when you were on the volleyball team and the basketball team, I sent all of your information into Columbia just in case this may happen. And you are on the roster, so you're eligible." So I thought about it for a minute and I said, "Well, we have another problem." And she says, "What is that?" And I said, "I don't know how to play tennis." She goes, "Surely you can play tennis." And I said, "No, I just play with my brothers. I play with kids at the park. I know how to hit it over the net, and I kind of serve like this, but I can get it over the net, I think." And I said, "I don't know how to keep score." She says, "Don't worry about it. If you'll just go, you can play with your partner. She will tell you wherever to go on the court. She'll keep score. You just go." I went. On the way down there, my friends were saying, all the, really tennis players, they were going, "Come on, Beth, you need to play your singles match." And I went, "I'm not going to play my singles match. I don't know how to play tennis." And they said, "Sure you do." And I said, "Well, I don't know how to keep score." "No problem. We will stand beside you at the fence and we'll tell you which way to go." "All right, well, if you'll do that, I'm game. Let's just go and play tennis." So we get there, and I'm walking up to the court in my brand new tennis outfit because I had to have one to play tennis. My old tennis racket that was probably my brother's or someone else's, but my new can of balls, so I was ready to go. And so I go up there, and I start playing, and I look around, and none of my teammates are there. They're all playing on their courts. So I looked around, and my coach says, "Okay, this is how you keep score." And then she says, "Just follow her." Some tennis players are really brave, and they like to give the score every time they, serve and tell you the score. Just when she comes your way, you go the other way. I'll keep my eye on you. All right, so make a long story short. The girl is playing tennis with me. We play and we play and we play and we play. It gets to be one of those marathon matches. Then we go into a tiebreaker. And then I go, I'm looking at them and I go, "I don't know how to keep score for a tiebreaker." Well, by this time, all my friends, they had come up to the fence. They were standing right next to it. They had their fingers in the wire, and they're all looking there and telling me what to do. Well, my opponent finally caught on. This girl didn't know how to play tennis. And I'm losing to her. You could see it in her countenance. I mean, you just saw it kind of click. Or my coach, she tried to get me in killer mode and go, "Oh, you got her now. You have her now." So she just kind of starts melting in front of me. And so we keep playing. They keep telling me which way to go. And then I hear the infamous King, the maiden name. She calls me over and she says, Beth, why are you hitting it to her strong side? You need to be hitting it to her backhand. And I went, I am hitting it to her backhand. She says, do you not realize she's left-handed? No, I didn't know she was left-handed. Well, the opponent by this time, she lost the game. I did not really beat her. She lost. And so I got my steak dinner that night. We played our doubles match. I don't remember much about that. And then when it came time for the next match, as long as this one was just as short, 6-0, 6-0, and I was out of there. But that is how my first tennis match started. But the reason I tell you this story is that's the kind of person that I want to be. I want to be that person that comes along others and puts my feet up next to the court, puts my fingers in the fence, and encourages people on their court of life. And while doing that, it makes a big difference because remember when I told you that my coach yelled at me and said, she's left-handed? I was focused on the wrong side. I had the wrong perspective of the game. I had the wrong place on the court of where I thought I needed to be. I was using a strategy that was working against me. And the same thing can happen to us in life. We can be thinking 1 minute we're ahead of the game. And then we go 2 steps back and we're behind the game. And then you win the serve, so you're even. And then it's just back and forth and back and forth. You're never really leading a defeated life, but you're never victorious either. So, what if I could draw your focus to the truth that will be a game changer for what you do in the future?